An airline ships 3,000 pounds of salmon each day. How many pounds of salmon are shipped in W weeks? Use the associative property of multiplication to write two equivalent expressions.
Okay, so we know that there's 3,000 pounds of salmon each day. They want to know how many pounds of salmon are shipped in W weeks. Well, we know that there are 3,000 pounds in one day. Well, how can I show how much there are in 1 week? If I multiply it by 1, that will give me 1 day. So let's multiply it by 7 because there are 7 pounds in a week. Well, they want to know how many pounds would there be in W weeks. So 3,000 times 7 times W will give me my answer. The associative property says you can regroup things in order to make it easier. So now I'm going to do 3,000 times 7W in parentheses, where W is my amount of weeks. Notice now by doing 7W, I can plug any number in for W depending on the amount of weeks to make it easier to solve this equation.
Use the associative property of multiplication to write an expression equivalent to the quantity.
So go ahead and write this problem with the associative property. Figure out which one below is an equivalent expression based on the associative property of multiplication. Go ahead and freeze your screen and write down your answer. The correct answer should be 18 times the product of 7 and y. Regrouping the factors without changing their order is the associative property of multiplication.
Determine whether you can use the associative property to regroup numbers in a division expression. Use the expressions below to explain your answer.
So they want us to look at this to see if it's going to work. What is 8 divided by 4? Well, 8 divided by 4 is 2, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Okay, let's look at this. What is 4 divided by 2? Again, they switched the regrouping with the parentheses. The numbers are in the same order. What is 8 divided by 2? Well, 8 divided by 2 is 4. Is 1 equivalent to 4? No. So no, this will not work with division. So they want us to go through and use the properties to match each expression to an equivalent expression. So we have the associative property of addition, which was moving the parentheses, identity property of addition, which means you can add any number plus 0 and still get the same answer, and the commutative property of addition, which is, hey, you can flop things around and get the same answer. So I can put 50 plus a here because the commutative property just moves those numbers. I have, regrouping these, 50 plus a. Notice how they move the parentheses. I have 50 plus 27. Well, 50 plus 27 is the same as 50 plus 27 plus 0. I have 27, which is the same as 27 plus 0. I have AB, which is the same as AB plus 0. Okay, looks like I accidentally moved that. Well, look, 50 plus 27, that's the same as right here, the same order, they just moved the parentheses. AB plus 0 is the same as AB. A plus A plus A is the same as this one right up here. They just moved the parentheses. 50 times 27 plus A is the same as this commutative property, moving things around to make it easier. Actually, that one is a recycler, and here's why. This needs the same parentheses. The commutative property, the only thing you can flip around would be the inside of these parentheses. So A and 27 could be flipped around. Here's another recycler. 50 times A plus 27, there it is. Okay, and then 50 plus 27 plus A, we're just moving things around down here. So up top, we moved the parentheses, kept everything in the same order. In the middle, we're just adding 0. Down at the bottom, we're moving the numbers around to make it easier. Go ahead and copy that down.
Use the associative property to write two equivalent expressions.
So they want you to come up with your own letters and numbers and write one expression and then write the equivalent of that using the associative property of addition. Go and write that in your notes and then go ahead and move on.